Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Love and Life, the channel for sharing knowledge on holistic self-development through great books. Today, I want to share with you a very meaningful book. It has been translated into over 16 languages and published in nearly 20 countries. Notably, it is based on a top-rated course at Harvard University. Each year, the course attracts over 1,600 students, and they often bring their parents and grandparents to attend the lectures. This is the book Happier by author Tal Ben-Shahar. Its core content shows us how to achieve long-term satisfaction, increase our happiness index, and improve our quality of life. Dr. Tal Ben-Shahar, through long-term research from positive psychology, affirms that all of us can absolutely achieve long-term happiness and fulfillment through learning and practice. In today's sharing from Love and Life, we will explore two issues. First, what is happiness really? And second, what methods can help us achieve true happiness? Now, let's listen. What is happiness really? The author practiced squash from a young age and dreamed of becoming the national champion. To achieve this goal, he had to diet, strictly control his weight, and was forced to not touch his absolute favorite food, hamburgers, no matter how much he craved them. Because of this, he swore that when he won the championship, he would eat 4 at once. Finally, after many years of practice, at age 18, he became the champion. The feeling of standing at the pinnacle of his life made Shahar ecstatic. He immediately ran to a hamburger joint and bought 4 to eat. But when he saw the 4 burgers sitting in front of him, he suddenly felt no interest. Even after eating all 4, he didn't feel the joy he had imagined. When he got home, looking at the trophy on his bedside table, he suddenly burst into tears. Why? The author realized that even after achieving his life's goal, that feeling of happiness only lasted for a fleeting moment. This made him wonder, how long does the feeling of happiness last? Carrying this troubling question, he realized that becoming a champion didn't bring the happiness he expected. From then on, he was determined to research what human happiness is. He went on to earn his PhD in positive psychology from Harvard University and developed the framework of positive psychology that is popularized in this book. In the opening of the book, Dr. Shahar studied 2 groups of people. The first group consisted of individuals who unfortunately met with traffic accidents and became disabled. Psychologists arranged for them to join a mutual support club and then tracked them to see how long it would take for their happiness levels to return to what they were before. The results showed that, on average, it took about 1 year for these individuals to find their sense of happiness again. The second group consisted of people who suddenly won the lottery, worth millions of dollars. Psychologists also had them join a club and tracked how long their feeling of happiness lasted. The measurements showed that, on average, after only 1 month, their joy from winning the lottery was gone, and their happiness level returned to where it was before they won. So, what did the research on these 2 groups reveal? Psychologists concluded, happiness is not a state. It does not depend on circumstances. Happiness is, in fact, an ability. Now, imagine if someone left you hundreds of billions. This money is clean, You don't need to worry about anything or pay taxes. In addition, you have a perfect career, high social status, are respected by everyone, or are influential in the community. Importantly, you are also very healthy, with no illness, and heaven has blessed you with good looks. You also have a loving partner by your side to share life's experiences with. So, if you had this state, would it be perfect? And would you be truly happy? The author's answer is no. Dr. Shahar pointed out that no matter how perfect a person's conditions are, if they lack the ability to feel happiness, they will still be unable to maintain that feeling for long. Research and surveys show that many wealthy people commit suicide. It's not that their lives aren't good, nor that they aren't healthy or are lonely. It's because they have lost the ability to feel happiness. So what is the ability to feel happiness? It is our sensitivity to joy. When you were a kid, during Tet, Lunar New Year, you'd wear new clothes and receive lucky money. People would visit each other's homes to give New Year's wishes. You felt so happy on those days. But as you get older, Tet feels bland and can even become a burden. You don't find Tet fun anymore. That's because your ability to feel happiness has decreased. In fact, the opposite of happiness is not unhappiness. It is apathy. 2 years ago, I had the chance to visit a friend and stayed for a while. The charming little house was by a quiet lake. Every morning, just by opening the window, I could watch the brilliant sun gradually rise. The gentle golden sunlight sparkled on the lake, surrounded by green mountains and the chirping of birds. I felt the air there was strangely fresh. No smog, no noisy car horns. Every second I breathed, I could feel a fresh stream of air. My chest felt full of indescribable comfort, joy, and relaxation. I felt that the people living here must be truly happy. But when I shared this with the neighboring aunts and uncles, and even my friends' parents, I said, living in such beautiful nature, every day must be a joy. Most people just replied that they had lived there for decades and found it all very normal. This is a sign of being numb to happiness. If a person no longer has the ability to feel happiness, it means they have fallen into the state opposite of happiness, living apathetically, like a machine. If a person doesn't notice that their sensitivity to joy is decreasing, then no matter how wonderful their conditions, circumstances, or state of life, that person will never feel truly happy and can easily feel unhappy about anything. The source of true happiness lies in the process of achieving or experiencing something where you can still feel joy right now. Therefore, we must consciously train this ability to feel happiness. So, how can we train this ability? The method for true happiness. In this book, author Shahar introduces us to the 4-quadrant model of happiness, which includes happiness in the present, unhappiness in the present, happiness in the future, and unhappiness in the future. So, let's see which quadrant you are in. Type 1, the Hedonism archetype, present happy, future unhappy. The person who falls into this group is the immediate gratification type. For example, drug addicts, game addicts, phone addicts, shopping addicts, etc. Any excessive passionate behavior shows this type of person has lost control and is only focused on immediate pleasures. For them, they must satisfy themselves immediately to feel happy and content. However, are these people truly happy? The answer is definitely no. Because they have immediate happiness in the present, but will have unhappiness in the future. Unlimited, uncontrolled self-satisfaction cannot bring you a good result later. Type 2. The Nihilism archetype, present unhappy, future unhappy. These are people who cannot enjoy the present and have no specific goals for the future. They live just to get through the day. Such people are called nihilists. In the book, there is a term, learned helplessness. For example, in Thailand, when people train elephants, they just need to stick a small stake in the ground, and a huge elephant will immediately stop moving. Why is this possible? It's because when the elephant was small, they used these stakes to control it. The baby elephant tried to struggle but couldn't escape. After a week of trying, it gives up. From then on, just seeing the stake, it knows it cannot leave. This is learned helplessness. Humans are just like these tamed animals. We also experience this state. For example, a wife frustrated because her husband doesn't help her with housework or raising children. Husbands who feel annoyed because their wives nag all day. Some people who always try to endure an inharmonious relationship between mother-in-law and daughter-in-law. Children sad because of their parents' imposition. Or parents feeling hurt because their children are spoiled and unfilial, etc. All these cases have learned helplessness. So when do they become helpless and fall into nihilism? It's when they live complaining and sad, yet they accept this state. They just let it pass without doing anything to change it. They cannot change successfully because they have misidentified the object that needs to change. They just want other people to change, so they place countless expectations on everything external. However, the truth is that we cannot change anyone else, so the more we expect, the more hopeless we will live. The only person we can change here is ourselves. When we change, everything else will change. We need to know that when we fall into such a hopeless state, we can never feel true happiness. Type 3. The rat race archetype, present unhappy, future happy. We will see that many people live in this state. This is the suffer to gain type. They believe that to realize future goals, all effort put in now is worthwhile. Life requires enduring all present hardship to exchange for future happiness. Because of this, they think, as soon as I earn 100 million, I'll be happy. As soon as I own a house, I'll be at peace and joyful. As soon as I can travel the world, I'll be satisfied with this life. As soon as my child passes the entrance exam for a top school, I'll be overjoyed. As soon as I try to finish this deadline today, I'll get to rest blissfully, etc. What will people like this be like in the future? 5, 15, or 25 years from now? Will they be truly happy? And the author's answer is that as long as you are a suffer-to-gain person, you will never have true happiness. Because no one who actually achieves a goal feels completely serene and happy. Sometimes, instead, there is a feeling of emptiness. Any expectation of changing the external environment to be able to change the internal state of happiness is unrealistic. The people who endure the present to achieve happiness in the future are the majority in today's society. Because our materialistic society and our education system have created masses of such people. Think back. From the time we start school, we carry the expectations of our parents and teachers to study well, to get high scores. We carry heavy backpacks, study in the morning, study in the afternoon, stay up late doing homework, and even have to attend extra classes on weekends. Year after year. We grow up and continuously set new goals. In high school, thousands of people jostle on a narrow path to get into a good university. We barely get into university, but before we can even sigh in relief, we have to keep trying so that after graduation, we can find a good job. When we enter the real world, we think we can finally enjoy life, but it turns in, we still have to endure pressure from one goal to the next, pursuing them relentlessly. We are always busy with the no pain, no gain, or suffer first, enjoy later belief. But does this really bring happiness? Every time we achieve something, we are, of course, very happy, but that joy is very short-lived, quickly submerged by new tasks, by new worries. A life like this will always keep us stuck in a cycle of suffering because of endless goals, constant hope, constant expectation for something not yet achieved. And this is also the biggest trap of human destiny. Look again at the examples around us. If you do a survey, you'll be surprised to find that there are many other people's children, the all-star students, or the exceptionally successful people. But they don't actually feel happy, at least not as happy as we think. Why is that? The main reason is that we have been too focused on expecting, on hoping for a result, that we have forgotten the joy in the process of achieving it. We have a habit of chasing big goals, thinking that achieving the goal will bring us joy, and we don't pay attention to our emotions in the present. Therefore, much of what we call happiness is actually just a temporary relief from pressure and anxiety. But these feelings of joy are hard to sustain. That's not true happiness. The author calls it the illusion of happiness. Type 4, the happiness archetype, present happy, future happy. So, what kind of person feels true happiness? It must be those who are happy in the present and happy in the future. For truly happy people, the first core thing to having a truly happy future is to have the ability to maintain happiness in the present. What does it mean to maintain happiness in the present? Are you the type of person who often reminisces about your youth, your school days, and can we go back to the past? The answer is definitely no. We cannot return to experience the past again, and we cannot suddenly step into the future. The only place we can be is the present, right at this moment. If you cannot feel the joy of the present, and your mind is always regretting the past or dreaming of the future, then the present moment has become an endurance of suffering, and you have missed it. Have you ever worried yourself sick about an upcoming exam? Have you ever felt very poor, seeing others with cozy homes, convenient luxury cars, traveling everywhere, and you feel you must find a way to earn more money to have that life? Or have you ever seen others with a lover by their side while you are all alone and you feel sad enough to cry? Or have you ever been frustrated or angry because others don't understand you or do things against your wishes? If so, your mind is immediately swept into the past, swept into the future, or swept into external expectations. And right at that moment, you have missed the present moment, missed the joy of the experiential process, and missed the feeling of abundance that is inherently within you. However, saying this doesn't mean you must abandon all desires. If we live without goals, we will fall back into the nihilistic type, just letting life drift. What we must understand here is that we can absolutely have goals, have desires. You might want to buy an expensive car, live in a big house, earn a lot of money, travel everywhere. There is no problem with that. It only becomes a problem when your desires become excessive, when you cling to a result that must be achieved in the future. At that point, you develop fear and feel pressure about what I haven't achieved, what I haven't finished. Then, when the result doesn't meet your expectations, you will feel extremely disappointed and miserable because the expectation you sowed was too great. The author emphasizes that true happiness must be a combination of joy, present benefit, and meaning, future benefit. What does that mean? It means you strive for the future, but at the same time, you must enjoy and joyfully experience the process of that striving. It's like the saying from the famous animated movie Soul: living is about having a purpose, not living for a purpose. But how do we avoid becoming slaves to our future goals? First, you need to re-examine your life's goals. A meaningful goal must be voluntary, to realize your own values, not to satisfy others' expectations or meet some social standard. When we talk about goals, we immediately think of the work we will do for most of our lives. A psychologist pointed out that we humans have 3 attitudes toward work. First, seeing work as a job. Second, seeing work as a career. And finally, seeing work as a calling. Some people see work as a job, a means to earn money, and they won't be fully dedicated. In this case, they work just to live. Besides a salary, what they look forward to are holidays. Others see work as a career. Besides money, they care about professional development, pursuing power and prestige. In this case, besides money, they also expect other rewards, like opportunities for promotion and growth. And the third type, those who see work as their calling. For them, the work itself is their life's purpose. They do this work not because they have to, but because they want to. Therefore, even if the conditions are harsh, they might not make a lot of money, they might not have status, they are always passionate about their work, constantly improving themselves through it. Only people in the third group can connect their work with their life's purpose. They will easily enjoy the work process. When you strive for your own values, for your own mission, your daily life will become extremely rich, extremely joyful. You will have a future that makes you feel more satisfied. This lifestyle is what brings true, lasting happiness in the present. So, how do you find the work that is truly right for you? Dr. Shahar introduces the MPS method. M means meaning, P means pleasure, S means strength. They correspond to 3 questions for yourself. What is meaningful to me? What brings me pleasure? What are my strengths? Answer these questions. Recall moments in your life that gave you a sense of mission and meaning. Write down the things that make you feel joyful, enthusiastic, and easily focused, achieving a flow state. Then, find the intersection between these answers. This method can help us adjust our life's positioning. And while this method might not help you find a job that makes a lot of money, it can help you find a job that brings happiness. After understanding yourself, the third step to finding happiness in work is to recraft your job. You should ask yourself, do I feel happy with my current job? What should I do to feel happier? Am I doing this job for material things, others' expectations, or for my own passion and mission? Then, based on your specific situation, you can choose to change at the macro level or the micro level. Macro change means you make a big decision, quitting to find a new, more suitable, happier, and more meaningful job. Micro change means you don't need to leave your current job, but you can make suitable adjustments. For example, you can find happiness in the things you do every day, find the meaning in the work, or increase the tasks that you like and find meaningful, becoming more excellent at them. You can find happiness in your daily tasks. For example, you can set some clear goals for your current work. Seek challenges in the ordinary to achieve a flow state. You can also try to change your work position, ask to join new projects, play a more important role in the company's activities, or find a position within the current work system that you find more interesting. And the last thing, before making a decision to change, we must consider, does my action take away another person's right to pursue happiness? That is, are you so focused on your own goals that you only care about your own benefit? If you hurt others, it also means we are gradually destroying our own happiness. Happiness is not pure self-sacrifice, nor is it sophisticated selfishness. No one can exist independently, and happiness can only develop on a foundation of harmony, helpfulness, and symbiosis with the surrounding environment. Conclusion. So, that is the method to help you achieve true happiness. You will see this method is a combination of a mindful life in the present and finding your mission, your work, to develop your own values. Finally, I want to share a piece of advice drawn from my own personal experience, which is to start by simplifying your life. That is, apply subtraction to your life. Goals and work that leave you no time for yourself, that prevent you from spending at least 1 hour a day in silence, meditating, and observing your emotions. Or the trivial things in life that keep you busy. Or the fleeting pleasures that constantly pull you in, gradually washing you away from true joy. For these things, be determined to reduce them. As the psychologist Tim Kasser said, time affluence brings more happiness than material affluence. So, protect your time for things that are truly meaningful and bring you joy. Say no to time-wasting things like surfing the web, watching movies, or scrolling short videos. Stop imposing expectations on yourself and others. Give up the chase for money and fame. Shift your focus to internal goals that bring true joy and meaning to your life. Our lives can have many goals, like peaks to conquer. But on that experiential journey, we can always enjoy the joy in every step. Going up the mountain is joy, and coming down the mountain is also joy. When you know how to find joy in every footstep of your life's album, your life will be full of happy memories instead of painful ones. And this is the secret to a truly happy and long-lasting life. I hope that all of us are, and will be, ready on the journey to return to the present and master our own future. Thank you for listening. If you found this video helpful, please share it with those who need it. Don't forget to give me a like, press the subscribe button, and turn on the notification bell to catch the newest videos every week. Thank you once again, and I'll see you in the next videos.